problem. Why are our institutions not feeling, not knowing that you just throw people to NYSC, and these people, they can't really, deliver. Our educational system, do you think there are some improvement they need to do? So that you said you trained in the UK and you saw the difference, you understand? By the time you come out from that institution, they have really, really dealt with you such that you can, go all out. So what improvement do you think our educational institutions need to make our
Yeah,
university
yeah,
better package
yeah.
Nigerian solve unemployment crisis?
I think what role our university need to play, first of all, is to provide a functional knowledge and certificate. When I mean for, just like what I mentioned before, they must be able to prepare students for work. That basic knowledge, you must have it, the soft and the hard skill. And that's why the international educational system is far better. Because while you're in the UK, you learn some of those practical knowledge. While in class, there are scenarios, there are simulations that you attend to, group work, assessments, activities you do. They help you to 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 have that knowledge that you will need while you're looking for a job or while you get a job. I could remember I had an interview in 2017, maybe 2016, while in Lagos. That interview was very key. Then I didn't have much experience in HSC, but there was a question that was asked. I was able to answer that question because we had a scenario in class while we were doing health and safety in oil and gas. We prepared a poster for an HSC case. And I was asked in that interview, can you prepare a poster? I said, yes. I said, have you done that? If I said, yes. And I had to bring back my scenario while I was in school. So we must be able to provide that functional knowledge. And that's one of the things we don't have in our school system. And our school system is theoretical based. That's one of the major limitations. Well, some of our schools are doing well. I'll call it island excellence. They are doing exceptionally well. In some courses, like maybe in engineering, petroleum engineering, you see some schools performing very well in that area. And they are producing students who are marketable in the oil and gas industry. But the truth is that an island is just an island. We are looking at Nigeria holistically. Our educational system is a flaw. And how can we change and how can we improve that? How can we improve that? There need to be a revolution in our curriculum. There need to be a revolution in our curriculum, because what we have right now does not serve the current purpose. And that is why today we find a lot of our young people can't find a job, even locally and internationally, except for those of us who have built our skills continuously, and we are part of those few that comes from a well-to-do home that we're able to understand these things early enough, and we had the opportunity to travel abroad.
Thank you very
Our
much.
lecturing system also is a problem. They did not facilitate a system of education that can translate the classroom to work, because their methodology, what they are using to teach, they are all out of age. In this present time, it is not workable.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much, because we're running off shortly. Emmanuel, you have
Yeah, I just
one
want to, I
minute.
just want, yeah, very quickly. I just want to add something. I like taking steps back, right? Even before we start talking about what happens in school, let's take one step back and think about it. After secondary school, what is the motivation for people to go to the next course of their life? Why do people decide on university as the next valid step, or a polytechnic, or whatnot, apart from finance, right? For every young person, I'll use the UK as an example. When people get to after their GCSEs and they are ready for the next step of their life, there are options on the table. Most people can choose to go vocational, right? Some people can choose to go the uni route, and the government provides strategic support for either route you choose to take. And that brings me back to the whole thing about the government's input, what the government should be doing. So most people currently are in the university just because their friends are there. Most people are studying a particular course because that was what they were given, not because it was what it is what they intend or they love to study. And when you don't have a passion for the thing you study, trust me, you are just letting the school go through you. You're not going through the school, right? So before we even start talking about the quality of the education we get, the infrastructure that's needed in the universities, a 16-year-old boy that just finishes university or a 16-year-old girl that just finishes his secondary school, what type of conversations are we having with these children at the uni, at the school level, you know, final year of school? What kind of conversation are you having with them to guide them? There is in the US, I understand there is a chronic shortage on some skill, some what was the right term to use now? Some is it not the uni grade jobs, things like builders, mechanics, technical guys, hands-on people.
Blue collar jobs.
Yeah, blue collar jobs. And that's a huge that also exists in Nigeria. How do you guide people at that stage, at that 15, 16, 14, to start redirecting their mindset that everyone doesn't necessarily need to go to the university, and the university does not always equate success, because many people have gone to the university, come out, and they lose the critical ability to even think outside the box, because after the uni you are caged. There's this cage that the next valid step is to start applying for jobs and get a job and get on a salary and move on there. Meanwhile, you can see that some people, and look at it, go and check it out, most of the people that are thriving right now are people that were able to bypass some of those traditions and go a separate route, and create something from their hand, use that to build and a business or a skill, or something that solves a problem. So that is something that we should be having, because sometimes we tend to judge people not by their innate capabilities, but we judge them by what the society wants us to think they are. So that is something that should be happening at the secondary school level, where people are made to are encouraged and mentored on how to go about the next step of their life. Not just everybody bulking, thinking about, oh, I need to go to the uni, or I need to go to XYZ. They should let people match their personal potentials with the direction of travel for their lives, so that way it's easier for them to find success, and not just having that rat race in the university where you don't even understand what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Yes, going to the grassroots from the level of high school, college. That's why the colleges here in the diaspora is very, very important. Most people many of them are graduates. Most of them is that vocational skills they use to break out and make a lot for themselves. Thank you guys for the contribution so far.